broadcast is brought to you through the sponsorship of the following. Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton.
Make Zoom's your breakfast stop, where the special includes the Daily Press.
By Dr. Bruce Fuller, dermatologist. Visit his new location in Denby Medical Center. By Stallion Brothers Heating and Cooling, never an overtime charge. And by Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
A player of the game will be selected from each team tonight. Those players will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving, located in Hampton, and DC Engraving, located at Tab Center in Yorktown. The shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, located in Poquoson. They carry a full line of individual team supplies and can meet all your screen printing needs.
From Varina High School in Richmond, WHCS Channel 5 presents the State Division 6 semifinals. The Kecoughtan Warriors and the Varina Blue Devils. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz, and we welcome you to our coverage of the Kecoughtan Warriors and the Varina Blue Devils as they clash in the state semifinals. Kecoughtan with an 11-1 record, identical to the Varina 11-1 record, as we've got the captains for both teams meeting at the center of the field. And we'll have the toss of the coin in just a moment. Bob, the Kecoughtan Warriors opened the season with that one loss to Hampton. Ever since then, they've been perfect.
Well, a lot of people had thought that, you kind of count a team out when they lose the first game of the season, but the Warriors have done a great job with the coaching staff and getting these young men to focus on the next game and not thinking for the whole season. You get the next game, you get it done. You go to the next game, you prepare, and you get it done, and that's what happened. They've done a great job.
Our referee this afternoon, James Orr, has indicated that the Kecoughtan Warriors have won the toss and they'll receive. They'll be going from our right to our left. And of course, Kecoughtan in the green pants and white jerseys this afternoon. Your officials for this contest: James Orr is your referee, James Duke is the umpire, Jeff James is the linesman, David Moore the line judge, the back judge Tim Russell, and Hal Zack is the field judge.
Look like James are wild today.
James are wild, exactly. The Kecoughtan Warriors have been in this spot before. Last year, they were defeated by Chantilly in a hard-fought game, but this Kecoughtan squad has shown great resilience after suffering that first loss. They've come back strong.
Well, Tim, last year against Chantilly, Marlon Hicks was not there. He had gotten hurt in a traffic accident. They had a couple other kids who were banged up. They were not at full strength. They're all healthy, ready to go. Both of these teams like to control the ball, and that's what you'll look at. I mean, usually you'll see when two teams want to be ball control, you'll see a low-scoring game. But Kecoughtan can throw the ball, as can Varina. But Kecoughtan's got a chance to go on the offense first.
Just about set to go. Ideal conditions on the afternoon. No rain, at least at this point. And the temperature in the 50s. Field looks to be in excellent condition for this contest. Kecoughtan trying to get to that final championship game next Saturday afternoon at Norfolk State. The kick is in the air, relatively short kick. This is taken by Keith Mann, and he has the ball out close to the 35-yard line, I believe it is. This field is not marked nearly as well as we're used to, Bob. They don't have the yard markers, so we'll have a little difficulty keeping track of it, but in any event.
Keith Mann, usually we talk about him on defense, and he's out there normally as a blocker, but that time they kicked the ball to him.
First and 10 for Kecoughtan. We're going to give you the offense for the Kecoughtan Warriors after this next play. Jovan Quillen over center. Pitch to Morant. Morant tries the right end, picks up some yardage before he's driven out of bounds.
Cordell Roan, number 10, run him out of bounds, Tim.
Here is the offense for the Warriors. The center is McCrary. Rogers and Budden are the guards. Usner and St. John are the tackles. The tight end, Brown. Dunlap is the split end. The flanker is Haggard. Forte is the fullback. The tailback is Morant, and Jovan Quillen is your quarterback. Second down. This one is a give to Forte, and he is close to the 40-yard line. Pickup of maybe 2. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4. Now the Blue Devils on defense. Cash and Madison are the tackles. Lewis and Lyles are the ends. Jefferson and Claiborne are the inside linebackers. Staten and Robinson the outside backers. Turnage and Roan the corners, and Wade is your safety.
Well, they've got 8 men up on that line of scrimmage. They're going to try to stop the running attack. As you see, you look for the run, and what does Kecoughtan do?
Well, they throw to Forte, and Forte has the first down for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Just a nice little swing out of the backfield with a little roll to the left, and that's a tough pass for a right-handed quarterback. But Jovan Quillen came from a tailback position 2 years ago to the quarterback and has done a great job since he's come to that position. Good athlete.
First down for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Just underway here in the first quarter. Varina blitzes, and Carlton Morant gets the call and picks up about 6 yards.
Well, he drug a couple people with him that time. Number 44 was one of the tacklers, and that was Kevin Lewis.
Morant on the season, 104 carries for 595 yards.
Kecoughtan likes to control the ball, but look at all everybody up in the middle.
Second down and 4. They air it up.
Wow.
They got a man wide open. A touchdown. A 44-yard pass to number 17, Howard Dunlap. Changed his number for this game. Was 24th throughout the regular season.
Tim, there was nobody in the center of the field that time. The coaching staff evidently picked something up, but that was wide open.
So Jovan Quillen throws the touchdown pass to Howard Dunlap. That's his 6th of the season. And Kecoughtan has struck early, leading 6-0.
Mark Tunstall, number 30, is in for the PAT.
His kick is up, and it is good. So the Kecoughtan Warriors take the opening kickoff and march straight down the field, and a 44-yard touchdown pass to Dunlap makes it 7-0 with 9:32 remaining.
Well, that was a quick score. Usually a team like the Warriors or the Blue Devils, you're going to see a grind out type of offense. Boy, they hit quick that time.
So the Warriors jump out in front in their quest to get to the big game next Saturday. The Warriors ever so close last year, only to fall to Chantilly. And Kecoughtan's Kurt Newsom has this team on a mission. That was a quick strike. Took less than 3 minutes for the Warriors to go on the field.
It kind of reminds you of the Hampton Crabbers, how quick they scored.
Kickoff, a low liner taken at the 8-yard line.
That's Roan.
Good return by Cordell Roan. It'll be first down for the Blue Devils. We'll give you the starting offensive lineup and defensive lineups for the two squads in just a moment.
What you'll see with the Varina team is they'll come out in a wing formation, and they will like to do a lot of misdirection, counters, traps, that sort of thing. They are a ball control team. They don't pass very often. Of course, I said that about Kecoughtan. Look what happened.
That's
Well, that looks like a scrunch.
just a surge up the middle for the Blue Devils as they, on first down, pick up about 5. Second down, let's call it 6. Second down and 6 for the Blue Devils. We'll give you the offensive and defensive lineups here in just a moment. This is a
kick.
trap play to number 44, Kevin Lewis. And that one was stopped by the defensive interior line of the Warriors. Here is your Blue Devils on offense. Green is your center. Jefferson and Gilt are your guards. Grisham and Mitchell the tackles. Stewart, Robinson are the ends. Childs is the wideout. Fullback is Lutz. The running back or tailback is Abrams, and the quarterback is Cordell Roan. Third down. They look to pass.
Oh,
Swing
nice.
pass. Good stick. Pass completed to Tony Staten, number 3.
Patrick Mills, number 1, in on the hit for the Warriors.
Very close to a first down, and it is a first down. Just by the nose of the ball at the 40-yard line. Now the Warriors on defense. I'll give that to you in just a moment. First down for the Blue Devils.
And if you're the Blue Devils, you want to try to get a score. You can't let a team get ahead of you. Nice trap play inside.
This is Childs, and Childs picks up good yardage.
Keith Richmond, young man transferred in from New York.
All right, on defense now, the Warriors. Hicks and Davis are the tackles. Brown and Budden are the ends. The inside linebackers are Mann and Tillery. Outside linebackers, Mills and Hart. The corners are Quillen and McInnes, and Richmond is your safety.
That young man was on the last tackle. And you see they're offset with the wing on this side, closest to us.
43-yard line is the line of scrimmage across the 40 down to about the 37. So the Blue Devils keeping the ball on the ground. First quarter, 7-0 in favor of the Kecoughtan Warriors. You see the time remaining, 7:09. Handoff on the inside. Good yardage for Staten.
He just followed his blockers, didn't he?
Did a good job of following his blockers.
Enough yardage for the first down.
The only loss on the scorebook for Varina this year was to Lee Davis. Just a 1-point loss, if I remember correctly, 13-12. That's the same Lee Davis team that had beaten Patrick Henry and then in turn lost to Patrick Henry in the regional championships last week. The opponent for the Crabbers. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Again, sticking to the ground, this is Lamont Abrams.
He ran right into a very tough, big Marlon Hicks, number 51. I watched that guy play last week, Tim. It was like a man playing against boys. He is really a tough lineman, one of the top linemen in the state, in the country, as a matter of fact.
Hicks a little slow to get up, as he looked like he might have been slightly shaken up on that play.
6'3", 270.
Just a little guy. Roan over the center. This time the handoff goes to the tailback Lewis, Kevin Lewis, for a couple of yards.
Tim, what looks like they're doing is they're just kind of getting the offensive surge on that line and just getting behind it and picking up 3 or 4 yards at a clip. Eating up the clock, keeping a hold of the ball, keeping it out of the Kecoughtan's hand, and hopefully go down, make a score, and tie this game. That's what they want to do.
Ball at, I believe that's the 21-yard line. Again, good yardage on the ground by Tony Staten. Staten, a 5'8", 170-pound senior. And that's another first down for the Blue Devils of Varina.
Well, you have to say one thing about the Varina team, Tim, is that the running backs really do follow the blockers up front and look for those creases. Uh-oh.
Ball comes loose.
And it looks like the Warriors picked it up. I don't know. It was almost like a belly series, and they just lost the handle of the ball.
Looked like the quarterback, Roan, as you said, faked the belly and then kept it and coughed the ball up. So the Warriors, and that looked to be Keith Mann, the last one up. I don't know for certain that he is the young man that recovered it, but at least they've got it.
Well, that stops the drive real quick like. They have been doing real good. A little misdirection, the trap play straight ahead, but that was a bad move that time.
This is Forte, and he has running room up the middle. Cuts to the left and lost his footing, and you can see how upset he is. Big first down for the Warriors. This is a handoff to Carlton Morant as he tries the right side and picks up some yardage.
Tim, we get a chance to talk about the coaches of these two teams. Head coach Ed Bullheller is the head man over there at Varina. He's assisted by Gary Chilcott, Woody Sanderford, Sam King, Stu Brown, Blanda Wolf, and Keith Stanker. And I'll give you the Warriors coaches in just a second.
Gain of about 5 on that play. Let's call it 2nd down and 5. This is Forte, and Forte all the way out close to another 1st down.
Man, he sure keeps his feet running. Kurt Newsom, of course, is the head man. He's assisted by Revis Conrad, Brian Hebert, John Quillen, Al Morrow, Jason Robertson, Dan Thompson, Scott Woodleaf. Becky Younger is the trainer.
James Orr indicates a 1st down for the Kecoughtan Warriors. So they keep this drive going, leading 7-0 here in the 1st quarter. Down close to about 4 minutes remaining in the 1st. Right at midfield. The pitch to Morant. Morant, tough yard there as he is slammed back on a nice defensive effort by number 44, Kevin Lewis.
Well, they're running into almost a 7-man line. They've got 7-8 men up on the line of scrimmage. They have 4 down linemen and 4 linebackers, similar to a defense that the Warriors play, so they know what happens. But what you'll notice on the Varina team is that they'll bring their corners up and leave that middle wide open, and that's what happened on that first pass play.
Ball at the 49-yard line of Varina. And again, the Warriors stay to the ground. This is Forte, and he has big yardage. Tripped up, or he might have gone all the way. A touchdown-saving tackle by number 9, that's Sean Turnage.
Young man who stopped him a minute ago.
And you see the time remaining in the 1st quarter, 2:34, and another 1st down for Kecoughtan.
Tell you, Forte looks tough when he's out in the open. He's not only a big runner, but he has good quickness.
1st down at the 19-yard line of the Blue Devils. Kecoughtan already ahead 7-0. Javon Quillen over center. The handoff right side, Forte, and he is thrown for a 2-yard loss.
Kevin Lewis right there in his face, 6'2", 235, Tim. It's a big guy to try to run over.
He plays both sides of the ball for the Blue Devils, and on the last 2 plays, he's come up big. One stop there on big Chuck Forte.
Safford Brown, number 82 for the Warriors, bringing into play as Dunlap goes to the top of the screen.
We're talking about Forte. He has 16 touchdowns to lead the Warriors in that department. 2nd down, pass play incomplete. Contact, but no penalty flag.
Well, actually, that time Marshall Haggard come back for the ball. Tim lost his footage and fell down before the ball got there, so he really didn't have a chance to catch it.
3rd down and 12 rather.
Good contingent up here from Hampton. You look on the other side, there's a lot of the Kecoughtan Warriors. They got tremendous support up here in Richmond. And we got a timeout, looks like.
Timeout called by the Kecoughtan Warriors. 1:43, the time remaining in the 1st quarter.
You know, one thing that was happening, the Varina team said that they didn't care who won the semifinals last week because they were going to beat either one of those 2 teams. So we'll let Kecoughtan use that as their advantage.
Quillen keeps on the quarterback sweep and picks up good yardage for the Warriors.
That's what comes to an advantage when you have a quarterback that used to be a tailback. That he gets outside, he's a good runner as well as a good field general. He's really come into his own at the quarterback spot for the Warriors.
Ball is marked between the 12 and the 13-yard line.
Tell you what, if Kecoughtan can score again here, they're really going to put a lot of pressure on Varina because Varina being a ball control team means they're going to take a lot of time to score. And you don't want to have to play catch-up. That's not your game plan.
1st down for the Warriors. Quick look-in pass is complete.
Oh, nobody around Willie Sherman.
Willie
Tim, he
Sherman.
was wide open. They have picked up something in the center because there was nobody around the receiver that time. He broke and stumbled a little bit and still made the catch.
A 13-yard pass from Jovan Quillen to Willie Sherman. And the Warriors lead 13-0 with 1:28 remaining in the 1st quarter. Tunstall on to try the extra point. The kick is up, and it's good. So the Warriors make it 14-zip.
A strong kick.
You see the Kecoughtan faithful as they applaud the efforts.
As you see in the middle of your screen is Jimmy Haggard, the chairman of the school board, and that's his son, Marshall Haggard, who plays one of the split receivers.
14-0 in favor of the Kecoughtan Warriors, looking for a opportunity to win Division VI next Saturday afternoon at Norfolk State.
Tim, you can tell it's not real cold because you see a couple people standing down there with their shirt sleeves on.
Great weather for this time of the year. Usually on the 29th of November, a short sleeve crowd is not something you'd expect in the Richmond area. But the Warriors have struck for 2 touchdowns here.
Looks like Brian Smith doing the kicking off. If I'm not mistaken, number 10. Little pooch kick.
Relatively short kick and a fair catch called for and taken by Varina.
It's Michael Robinson. Tim, he's just a 9th grader, just a freshman.
So the Blue Devils trailing 14-0. Start from their 30-yard line. Actually, the 31-yard line to be exact. Cordell Roan rolling, trying to get to the right side, and the Warrior defense will not let him get the corner.
Great job of stringing that thing out, especially by number 82, Safford Brown. Never let him get outside, and that's what you want your defensive ends and your wide people to do is string the ball, make them run east and west. Don't let them go north and south.
Loss of 2 yards on the play. It'll 2nd down and 12 for the Blue Devils.
Tim, if you're going to beat the Warriors, I think you're going to have to pass some. You're not going to be able to run only on the Warriors. Their defense has really come into their own.
And off to the tailback. That is going to maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage. That was Lamont Abrams, the sophomore.
He ran into a stone wall over there on the right side of that defensive unit.
3rd down and 10. As the 2 plays have resulted in a 2-yard loss and a 2-yard gain. Blue Devils uniforms reminiscent of Notre Dame's with the gold helmets, gold pants. Roan feeling some pressure. Keeps man on top. He gets the pass away, though.
Oh, wow. What a nice pass, because if he didn't throw that back to Tony Staten, he was going to be hurting.
But he is a yard short of the 1st down. Actually, almost 2 yards, as they need to get 2 more to get the 1st down.
And they're going to have to punt the ball again, aren't they?
The ball is at the 40-yard line.
You can't turn the ball over to Kecoughtan here.
So 4th down and about 2. And that is the end of the 1st quarter. So our score, after 1, Kecoughtan 14, Varina nothing.
This quarter of the Game of the Week is made possible through the following. By Hampton Chevrolet, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. Also by Dr. Bruce Fuller, dermatologist. Visit his new location in the Denby Medical Center. And by Zooms.
Breakfast special Monday through Friday at Zooms with the Daily Press.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
A player of the game will be selected from each team tonight. Those players will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving, located in Hampton, and DC Engraving, located at Tab Center in Yorktown. The shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, located in Poquoson. They carry a full line of individual team supplies and can meet all your screen printing.
As we get set to start the 2nd quarter, the Warriors on top 14-0. 2 touchdown passes, one of 44 yards to Dunlap and a 13-yard pass to Sherman. 2 extra points by Mark Tunstall, and that's where we stand as we get set now 4th down and 2 for the Blue Devils at the 40-yard line, their 40-yard line. The Kecoughtan Warriors exhorting the crowd to get in the game. Looks like they may be going for it, Bob.
Well, this is a tough situation here. Maybe they'll try to draw them offside or
That's what I
something.
was
Look
thinking.
at the line. There's 8 people. They're going straight ahead, and I
boy,
don't think he got it.
Going to be close.
Depends on the spot.
Yep. It looks like it's going to be a little short, but it's hard to tell at this point until they mark the ball. Yeah, the ball carrier put it about a half a yard further ahead.
Well,
So it looks like James Orr is going to ask them to bring the chains across. From here, it looks like it's going to be just short of the first down.
is this your eagle eye again?
Well, this one's a tough call from this angle.
Tough call. Tim, you take those tough calls and just go after it.
Chain gang, this is a huge call for Varina if they did not get it. It's so close, they did not.
Wow.
Missed it by inches. So Kecoughtan has held on downs. Let me tell you something. We talk about the offenses of the Peninsula District and the defenses. We've talked about how great Hampton's defense is. This Kecoughtan Warrior team has allowed only 2 teams to score more than 7 points against them. They gave up 17 in a hard-fought 27-17 victory over Denby as the pass downfield intended for Dunlap is incomplete. And then they gave up 13 points to Tallwood. But no team has scored double digits. I take that back. And then Hampton, of course.
Right, Hampton.
I overlooked that first game, and they'd like to overlook that one, too.
Well, that was a good job by Sean Turnage, number 9, the 5'11 senior. Got his hand up and knocked the ball away on that pass. But that was down the sideline, and Kecoughtan has had tremendous luck over the center. But you can see there were 8 men up on the line of scrimmage.
Forte tripped up on a good defensive play by, once again, Tony Staton, who's doing a fine job on both sides of the ball for the Varina Blue Devils.
Well, he's only listed at 5'8", 170. But I tell you, he did what you have to do. Submarine in there, hit the ball carrier right at the ankles. Not going to go anywhere.
Just to finish that thought about the defense, since the Denby game, they gave up 7 to Warwick, which is a high-powered team, 3 to Bethel, 7 to Woodside, no points to Gloucester, 13 to Tallwood, and 7 at Western Branch. And Western Branch at the time was considered the best at the beach. And Kecoughtan proved they may have been the best there, but not when it comes to playing Peninsula teams.
I'll tell you, that time Devon went back to try to find a receiver, was flushed out of the pocket and just tucked the ball and ran, picked up a couple yards.
So I believe it's 4th down now for the Warriors.
Well, you know, they went for it, so maybe the Warriors are going to go for it.
A much better position to go for it than Varina was in Blue Devil territory.
I think he's trying to draw them offside with a long count.
Yeah, long count did not work, so the Warriors call a timeout rather than be penalized as they are in the area of the 34-yard line. 4th down and 7. 10:27. That's you see on your screen. This game videotaped on the 29th of November, 1997. Coming to you from Varina High School in Richmond. The Warriors have gone to the sideline to discuss the opportunities here, if you will. They need a 7-yard pickup to keep this drive alive, leading 14-0. Kecoughtan Warriors predominantly a running team, as we've talked about. But interestingly enough, there are 2 scores here in the first half from the pass.
Well, Tim, when they played Tallwood, they beat Tallwood on the pass because they're noted as a running team. Tallwood come out there with all these people up on the line of scrimmage, Kecoughtan passed and beat them. So they can pass. They would rather not pass, but if you're going to give me that pass, I'm going to take it. Sure, Newsom and his staff did a great job.
Rolling, looking, wanting to throw. Got a man wide open. Dunlap, touchdown.
Where was the defensive man? Oh, my goodness.
Dunlap got behind the defense and scores easily from 39 yards out.
Tim, that was just looked like a blown coverage. Nobody in the center of the field. Dunlap just went right by that defensive back on that left side.
What a call on 4th and 7. Tunstall's on to try the extra point, and it is through the uprights.
Well, that's one thing that the coaching staff does a good job at. They break down the films. They look at the films of this other team that they're getting ready to play. They will pick out the weaknesses. Kurt Newsom called the timeout, said this is what's going to work. And my goodness, did it ever.
4th and 7, and they throw a bomb to Dunlap, who was wide open. There was not a defender within 10 yards of him. And give Quillen credit. He put that ball right on the money. Sometimes when your receiver is that wide open, you tend to short arm it or aim it because you say, oh my gosh, this is going to be easy. And Quillen, who's really come into his own here in his senior year, just put that one right in the hands of Howard Dunlap. And there you see it, the score now 21-0 in favor of Kecoughtan.
You know, and the Blue Devils have to be stunned. They were talking this trash that they didn't care who won in the Eastern Region Finals. We could beat either one of the two teams. And now you look up there, you just got into the second quarter and you're down 21 points. And you are a ball control team, which means you want to control the ball and not let the other team get it. You've got to be able to score quick.
If you're the Varina's coach and you see the fair catch called for and taken by Turnage on the kickoff, 10:20 remaining. If you're the coach of Varina, you want to say, look, next time one of you guys wants to make a comment in the paper about how good we are, would you just stick a sock in it?
There may have been the coach that said that.
It might have been. So,
I believe that's who it was that said that.
Well, the coach will probably muffle himself after that one. Swing pass to the near side for Staten is incomplete.
I want to thank Guy Davis, athletic director up here at Varina. Did a great job of getting the rosters to me, making sure Nathaniel Braxton had a nice place to get up and film with plenty of room, and you know, just went out of his way to help us out.
I guess probably at that game, Braxton was able to enjoy all the food in the press box like you and I did at the Todd Stadium.
Oh, yeah, man, there was more food up there than we knew what to do with.
2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils. We like to give Braxton a hard time. He's a good man.
The food is right. I mean,
well, we did have that food.
You and Killage had half of it.
Well, let's just say I didn't have to eat dinner when I went home. Now a stoppage of play, an officials timeout as they are discussing a penalty.
We got an enforcement light?
Somebody over on the bench might have questioned the heritage of some of the officials. I'm not sure, but it's going to be a 15-yarder.
Well, he's going to tell them whatever it is, it's going to cost you 15.
Actually, I said Varina. That's the penalty against Kecoughtan. Excuse me.
Well, they're over there close to the Kecoughtan bench. Something was said or done or something. I'm not sure, but
I can't even speculate. But in any event, a big first down given to Varina. You know, if you're Kecoughtan, the last thing you want to do is let them creep back into this game. At their 46-yard line, this is Staten, and Staten goes forward for about 3, out to about the 48.
I tell you, that young man, Purvis Tillery, number 5, Tim, young man, just a sophomore, 5'10", 210, made a great stop that time.
And again, this time, middle of the line, looks like Mr. Hicks
and David Budden. 52, both of them, 51 and 52.
Right there to stuff that play. And again, you see a Kecoughtan Warrior get up very slowly. That was number 5. That's Tillery. Ball just in Kecoughtan territory at the 48. 3rd down and long. Roan wants to throw incomplete, intended for Childs. That'll bring up 4th down.
Threw it behind him, Tim. I think he rushed his pass a little bit. That was great faking in the backfield because when he rolled out to the left, he did have good time to make the throw. But you know, and I know, if you're right-handed and you roll left, you got to turn those shoulders. if you don't turn those shoulders, that's a tough pass to get on the money. That puts them in punting formation.
4th down and about 5 for the Blue Devils. And they are in deep punt formation, trailing 21-0. No rush by the Warriors. A low liner kicked away from the return man and goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
I think they're right on the 20.
There you see the time in the half, 9:14 remaining. Second quarter, Kecoughtan leading by 3 touchdowns, and they have used the pass to get there. 3 touchdown passes to Quillen, 2 to Dunlap, and 1 to Sherman.
In their I formation.
Now, if you're Kecoughtan, you want to make the clock move and move the ball. Here is Morant. Morant, 1 man to beat. And they will not catch him.
80 yards? If you're Varina, you're saying, what happened? We got a great defense. We beat all these teams. And all of a sudden, we're down 4 scores?
27-0, an 80-yard run around the left end by Carlton Morant. Mark Tunstall on to try to make it 28-0, and he does. Wow, the Kecoughtan Warriors have really turned up the offense.
They started with the pass and ended with the run, but that was a great job that time of getting outside and sealing off the defenders, and then just, you saw the speed that Morant has. Just ran by the defensive back.
Kecoughtan faithful having a ball. They're really enjoying this as the band is into it, and the fans couldn't be happier. Here they are, 28-0 at Varina.
Well, Tim, if you just saw in the picture, you saw Jimmy Haggard talking to somebody in the stands, and he was explaining how that play worked that time.
Second quarter, not even half over. And the Warriors already with 4 touchdowns on the board.
Tim, if you see the sideline there, Varina, they all look like they're shell-shocked. They can't believe, how can we be in the state semifinals and 9 minutes to go in the first half and we're down 4 touchdowns?
Well, this Varina team only allowed 1 team to score more than 3 touchdowns against them all season. And already in the first half, the Warriors have 4.
Well, you know what that tells people in the rest of the state?
Yeah, don't mess with the Peninsula District.
Peninsula District is a tough. You could be the bottom team in the Peninsula District and nobody want to play you.
Well, we saw that. Kecoughtan and Hampton both with 9-game regular season schedules because they couldn't find an opponent that wanted to play them outside of the Peninsula District. Turnage made the fair catch call on the kickoff, so the Blue Devils now will start trailing 28-0.
They got to get something going. They cannot go in at halftime down 4 touchdowns. They got to get at least 1 score and hopefully 2. But there's no bounce in their step right now. And we got
whistles on the play. Apparently a penalty before the snap of the ball.
I think that's illegal procedure. There was movement before the snap.
James Orr, the referee, will indicate dead ball foul. You're absolutely right. Illegal procedure. So when things are going poorly, they get worse for you sometimes. 1st and 15 for the Blue Devils. And they stick to the ground as they give it up the middle for about 4 yards. Ball carrier was Lamont Abrams, the sophomore.
Ran right into Keith Mann, and you and I call him the hit man because he is really tough on defense. Great linebacker. And just a junior, Tim, he will be back. 185, but he'll probably be back next year for 200.
Second down and 6. Rowe rolling, looking, wants to throw. Incomplete, almost picked off.
That ball was intended for Turnage. Oh, just overthrown. He was open, but you got to get the ball to him. Again, rolling to the left. It's hard if you don't get those shoulders turned. There's few people can pass like that.
3rd down and 11.
We've seen one that can do that.
Yep, at least one. Mr. R.C. They're down and long for the Blue Devils. Roan rolling, looking downfield, feeling some pressure, and falls down. Lost his footing as he was being chased by big 72 Greg McLaren, and I mean big 6'2", 235.
He said, that was better part of valor. I'm going to fall down so I don't get hit. My goodness. And we got a flag.
Yeah, he threw the ball down. So they're going to have a penalty on that, apparently in his disgust. So they'll, with 8:13 remaining in the first half, they're going to penalize them all the way back.
He'll be kicking that ball right about at the goal line where he hits it.
Oh, and a terrible kick, a low hopper, and the Warriors will let it roll. So to the Blue Devils' benefit, it gets a terrific roll all the way down to the Kecoughtan 48-yard line. Boy, that could have been a real dilemma for them because that ball didn't go 10 yards in the air and then started rolling.
Had there been any pressure on the kicker at all, they probably would have blocked it because it was so low. Here's a good shot of Kurt Newsom on the sideline.
A first down at the 49-yard line. That's where they give the official mark. Well, the mark on the far side is about a yard further upfield than where the ball is. So
well, we've seen that before.
It's actually 1st and 11, I guess, for the Warriors. They've had no problem moving the ball. This is the quarterback keeper on the option. Quillen gets about 8 yards.
When you got a nice lead like the Warriors, you just want to run that clock, get out of here at halftime with a 28-point lead, because then that puts all the pressure on Varina. If it's not enough now, you're going in starting the second half down by 28.
Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd down and a pair for the Warriors. Quillen gives to Morant, and Morant has enough for the first down and then some, as he is down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
Great job of following his blockers that time and taking what was there, not trying to do it on his own.
A first down for Kecoughtan. Just what the Blue Devils didn't want to have happen is for the Kecoughtan Warriors now to start to eat up the clock and keep this drive going.
Well, I tell you, the defense has kind of set this thing up, but the young man, so frustrating when he slipped and fouled that he threw the ball down and got that 15-yard penalty on him, that being the quarterback for the Varina team, and that really put him in a hole.
First down for the Warriors. This is Forte as he picks up a couple of tough yards. Amongst others, in on the stop was number 32, Ben Lyles for Varina. There you see the scoreboard, 6:26 remaining, 28-0 in favor of Kecoughtan. 2nd down and about 6. The pitch near side. This is Moran. A nice defensive move there to knock him off of his feet. That was number 33, Claiborne, who came up and took his feet out before he could get the corner.
Well, I thought it was Cordell Roan, number 10.
Was it Roan?
Yeah, he flew in there and knocked his feet right out from under him.
Fortunately, with no replay this afternoon, won't have to worry about that. Can't find me wrong on that one. In any event, a loss on the play for Kecoughtan.
And you're not going to hit that young man around the shoulder pads to stop him. You're going to have to hit him around the ankles, and that's exactly what happened that time. We got
ball spotted on the 30, and officials stopped it.
But what's happening here? Somebody's calling a timeout. Again, it's Kecoughtan calling a timeout, and that's probably their 3rd timeout.
As you look over at the far sideline, Kurt Newsom surrounded by his offensive team, discussing the options. You can see the yard markers there. There's 3rd down and about 7 for the Warriors. Leading 28-0. 3 touchdown passes and an 80-yard run by Morant have absolutely startled the Blue Devils of Varina High School.
You know, you would expect that from the Hampton Crabbers scoring so much on passes, but not the Warriors.
Quillen incomplete as he threw a little bit behind Dunlap, who was downfield but could not come up with the ball.
But he was getting a lot of pressure. I didn't pick up the number. The Varina lineman, or one of the linebackers who shot the gap that time, but put a lot of pressure on him. That brings up a 4th down, doesn't it?
4th down for Kecoughtan, and they went for it last time. If you recall, on 4th and 7, they found Dunlap for a 39-yard touchdown pass.
You know, that's not a bad play. Let's call that one a good coach.
If I were them, that's what I would look at. If you know if Varina has anything going for them, they've made some adjustments.
Willie Sherman is going to the top of the key. Excuse me, Tim.
The Warriors are going to go for it on 4th down. Quillen back to pass, has plenty of time, looks in the end zone, now decides to run with the ball, and he will not get the 1st down. So Varina is able to stop him. On the long incomplete pass from Roan on 1st down, as Varina trying to get back in this game, looking for the quick strike.
Tim, he threw that ball falling backwards and almost like a jump ball.
2nd down now for the Blue Devils. On the quarterback draw, Roan gets good yardage. The ball looked like it was about to slip out of his hands. Patrick Mills puts the final stop on Roan, but he looks to have gotten more than enough for the 1st down.
Well, I don't know if that was a call play or not, but it was wide open.
What it looked like it happened is he went back to pass and then saw the open just in the middle, just wide open, and decided he could run for it and showed good quickness and did just that. With the ball just at the 44-yard line, 1st down for Varina. Cordell Roan wants to pass, throws incomplete. That one was intended for turnage.
Well, I tell you, if number 11, Brian Hart, hadn't got his hand, and it kind of obstructed his view, had the ball right through his hands.
From the 44, inside handoff to Staten, and Staten will get a couple of yards out close to the 46-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Blue Devils, trailing 28-0.
That's that counter player, that trap play that they've been very successful with this year. But Kecoughtan, their defense is ready for them. They have not shown any positive yards. The only positive yards I've seen that really looked good was the quarterback draw, and I'm not sure that was a call play.
3rd down, and we had motion there. They caught it.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were going to catch it or not.
For a moment there, it looked like they might not, but it looked like the
Keith Mann was telling them, hey, there's movement over there.
Keith Mann said, you know, the guy on the other team with the same numbers I have, he just flinched. And that's the call, illegal procedure, as once you get to that 3-point stance, you cannot move, and that time he started to move forward before the snap of the ball.
Well, that makes it a long 3rd and real long now.
3rd down, and it looks to be about 13 to go for the Blue Devils. It's trailing 28-0. They've got to kind of let it go here.
They've got they got double wideouts in the wing to the near side of the field. And he's rolling to his left, the quarterback, and just nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go is right, as he was chased out of bounds by 52, Budden. David Budden, and Hicks was there as well.
I tell you, those young men really have come in their own. And Marlon Hicks has done a great job moving. Last year he played defensive end. Now they've got him playing defensive tackle. And Tim, he has really responded to the call from the coaches, because he is one of the top linemen in the nation this year. And he will be playing any.
Oh, it looked like for a minute he was thinking about running with it. And a fair catch called for and taken by Carlton Morant. Yeah, looks like for a moment there the punter thought about going for more than just a punt.
Yeah, I think he was smart that he didn't. He wouldn't have made up the 13 yards.
So the Warriors, with less than 5 minutes, check that 3:37 to be exact, remaining here in the 1st half, leading 28-0. Quillen gives on the right side to Forte. Chuck Forte across for about 3 yards.
A big 74, Chris Cash, 5'10", 285. hadn't missed many meals. He was ready for him.
Warriors would just like to wear this clock out here in the first half and go into the locker room leading 28-0. Willie Sherman checks in with the play from the sideline. That's Haggard lining up wide to the left out of the I formation. Second down and about 8. Kecoughtan staying on the ground, picks up about 3.
Number 44, Kevin Lewis, 6'2", 235, one of the tacklers. There was a host of tacklers. There's some big kids on this Varina team. They've played well, but only lost one game.
Third down and about 4, as they didn't give them quite as generous a spot as I thought they might. Warriors sticking to the ground on this possession. Again, in the I formation, Haggard to the top of your screen. Quillen on the option, and now Quillen is going to eat the ball as he is caught from behind by number 32, Ben Lyles. And that'll bring up 4th down and a kicking situation for Kecoughtan.
Well, Lyles plays that defensive end on that other side, Tim, and came through unblocked and just chased Quillen down.
4th down and about 6.
Is this the first punt for the Warriors?
I believe you're right. I don't recall them kicking prior to this.
Yeah, one other 4th down, they decided to go for a touchdown.
This is Marshall Haggard in deep punt formation for Kecoughtan.
Left-footed kicker.
Gets a good-looking kick away. Taken on the run. No fair catch called for by Roan, and Roan gets good return yardage, where the Blue Devils now, with about 3 minutes remaining in the half, will try and yet get something on the board before halftime. The ball marked at the 43-yard line. First down for the Blue Devils.
Jarvis Rogers in on a tackle that time. But that was almost a line drive. It was, I thought he might pick up some good yardage, but Warriors special teams doing a good job.
Roan again backs to pass, throws, and it's tipped incomplete.
Well, Tim, it was tipped by number 3, Staten, and it was intended for turnage. It looked like, I don't know if there was a mix-up in patterns run that time, but there were 2 Blue Devils right in the same area, and you don't want that to happen if you're the quarterback.
Patrick Mills there in case the ball had been caught. Clock stops, second down and 10. Varina trailing 28-0. State semifinal Division 6, Group AAA. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz bringing you the play-by-play. Roan throws it up for grabs. We've got contact downfield. And as of yet, no penalty flag.
Well, it may not have been catchable. I don't know if that's one of the calls, but there was definite contact. Here we watch another, great job that time.
This is Roan, and he is in Kecoughtan territory, still on his feet. Strange response all of a sudden there. He stopped as if he thought the play was over with.
Yeah.
And then almost got run over by Budden.
They called a timeout. They want to try to score. Less than
a minute remaining. They've got a first down in Kecoughtan territory. You see some of the cheerleaders behind the Blue Devil bench. Trying to get their fans. Their fans have got to be stunned by this 28-0 score.
Well, I know the team is, Tim. You can see that in the demeanor and the body language of the players on the sideline, especially.
Got a timeout on the field as we are waiting for play to resume here. Ball is at the 32-yard line. While we have a moment here, I'll tell you that Varina beat LC Bird 42-6, and then took on Thomas Dale, who was undefeated at the time, and beat them 21-14 to get to this game against the Warriors. Got a little play action here. Got a man wide open that can't quite connect. Boy, the double handoff in the backfield off of the play action, and they had him open. That's turnage.
That's almost like a flea flicker. But Tim, the pass, it was just overthrown. Had the pass been on the money, there'd have been a score.
49 seconds remaining. Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. And it looks like they want to do that same play again.
Well, this time they're getting some pressure from the Warriors.
Well, they get some yardage out of this. Unlike the previous play, Michael Robinson is able to get some good yardage down to the 23-yard line.
Well, he's knocked out of bounds there by Patrick Mills.
Right at the first down marker, but it appears that it's going to be just short of a first down by about a half a yard.
I've never seen a coach call the same trick play twice in a row. That's very unusual. Usually you get to see it once every 3 or 4 games.
Third down and less than a yard, right at a yard to go. And again, the halfback option has plenty of time.
I think he's going to pass it back to the quarterback, Tim.
And instead throws it down inside the 5-yard line for a first and goal. That is Childs on the receiving end of that pass. So a little trickery here by the Blue Devils, and they keep their opportunity alive here to get a score before halftime. We've got a penalty flag on the play, and it's holding. Well, they pointed against Varina, but I think he really meant to point towards Kecoughtan. It's holding against Kecoughtan, yeah, because Varina was clapping their hands.
And you're not going to be clapping if it was against you.
No, clearly not.
Well, I think what you're going to do is take the play. They're down with, looks like they're around about the 5-yard line.
4-yard line, yeah. It'll be first and goal at the 4. And that's exactly what the play is. They had a holding call against Kecoughtan. That declined as the pass was completed to Childs from Robinson. This is Robinson, left side, in for the score. 4 yards. Michael Robinson gets the Varina Blue Devils on the board with less than a half a minute to go.
Tim, that's the first time I've seen them run the option. They have been running power and counters and traps all night and running the pass plays. That's the first time they've run the option and kind of caught Kecoughtan in a different defense. And they're going for 2.
They're going to go for 2, trailing 28-6, and they get the 2-point conversion. On the option, actually, what happened was the pitch went to the starting quarterback. The ball was snapped to number 5, Robinson, who in turn optioned it to Roan for the score. So 28-8 is our score now.
Well, Robinson,
as you see, 19 seconds.
Yeah, Robinson's is listed as quarterback, Tim. He's just a freshman.
So they've moved Robinson to quarterback for that 2-point conversion. And that's another reason why you've seen him on that option pass. They've gotten him, put him in the slot, and then they can use him to throw the ball as they did for that first down when they threw downfield to Childs.
Well, Tim, one thing you got to say if you're Ryan, the coaching staff, is at least while we're going into halftime with a positive because we scored, time is almost gone in the first half, so maybe we can build on that. We're not down 4 touchdowns, we're down 3. We can score 3 touchdowns in one half, but we got to do something to stop the Warriors from scoring.
Lamont Abrams will kick off for the Blue Devils. 19 seconds until halftime. Kecoughtan 28, Varina 8. And now they go with the short onside kick, and it's fielded cleanly and fallen upon immediately by Brian Hart. Heads up play by the special teams. Looked like they were going to go for the long kick and instead went for the onside kick.
And that's not a bad call with that kind of time left. You don't give the Kecoughtan a chance to run the ball back, and you taking a chance that maybe you can get the ball Hail Mary, you know, worse things have happened.
If I'm Kecoughtan, I've got to be thinking about just burning those 17 seconds off the clock. They may keep the ball and not take a knee, but they'll be very conservative as Forte gets the call and struggles forward for a yard or two. Blue Devils, I don't believe, have any timeouts remaining.
And no Kecoughtan's not going to call any.
Nope, and that is going to be all of the first half as Kecoughtan will head to the locker room along with Varina, and there you see our score at halftime. Kecoughtan 28, Varina 8. We'll be back with the third quarter of action after this brief timeout.
Channel 5 would like to thank the following corporate sponsors for their support of the second half of tonight's game. Stallion Brothers Heating and Cooling. They answer the phone and there's never an overtime charge. By Hampton Chevrolet, 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. Also by Dr. Bruce Fuller, dermatologist. Visit his new location in the Denby Medical Center.
Make Zoom's your breakfast stop, where the special includes the daily press.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
At halftime, our score, Kecoughtan 28, Varina 8. As Kecoughtan will kick off to start the second half. Quickly, some halftime statistics for you. Kecoughtan in the first half, 9 first downs, 22 rushes for 195 yards. They were also 4 of 6 passing for 105 yards. They did not have any return yardage. They punted just once, Haggard with a 31-yarder, and no turnovers, 1 penalty for just 15 yards. So Kecoughtan played a flawless first half.
Boy, they sure did.
Varina on the other side, 8 first downs, 22 carries, 104 yards on the ground. They were 3 of 12 passing for 33 yards, no interceptions, 6 return yards. They punted 3 times, averaging right at 36 yards per punt. They fumbled twice, lost 1 of those fumbles, and they were penalized a total of 3 times for 20 yards. So as the second half gets set to go, the Warriors will kick off.
It's a long kickoff, not a push.
Taken at the 12. This is Roan, and Roan will get out across the 20, where Varina will start first and 10.
Ran into Antonio Palmer, number 6, a young man that also can run the ball. Got a lot of speed, but just doesn't have the size of Morant and Forte. Hard to break into that backfield when you got 2 running backs like those 2 young men.
So Varina finds themselves down by 20 points as the second half gets underway. You're watching the Division 6 Group AAA state semifinals. And the handoff for maybe a yard on the play. Kecoughtan and Varina. Videotape for you on the 29th of November, 1997. Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. Coming to you from Varina High School, just outside of Richmond.
Number 5, Purvis Tillery, right in the middle of that, from that linebacker spot. Purvis plays one of the inside linebackers. Kecoughtan runs 2 inside, 2 outside linebackers.
Second down and about 8. Again, short yardage. This is the big guy, 44, Kevin Lewis, 6'2", 235, carrying the ball, and he picks up a couple of yards.
And he was hit by the other middle linebacker, Keith Mann, number 3.
Picks up 3, let's give it to him. It's third down and 5 for the Blue Devils. Kecoughtan trying to get to that Saturday doubleheader over at Norfolk State. On the option, the pitch to Robinson, and Robinson is hauled down. What a fine play by Patrick Mills.
Young man is playing a great job on defense, I thought. That was great faking in the backfield. I thought the ball was going the other way.
And about everyone except Mills thought so, but it was not to be, as Varina now will be forced to punt. 4th down and about 10. And this was blocked. It's going to be down inside the 5-yard line, recovered by the Warriors at the 1.
That was Lloyd Davis, that number 8, that ended up getting the ball, but I didn't see who blocked it, Tim.
In any event, the Warriors with a huge opportunity here at the early stages of the second half, leading by 20 and a chance to add to that score.
You remember, and that time another low punt, and if you're going to kick it low, then you're going to have some problems getting the not getting it blocked.
This is Forte, and he walks in the end zone. Nobody even came close to Chuck Forte as he scores his 13th touchdown of the season.
What a big turnaround. Here you've got the ball. You hope to get some positive things going if you're Varina, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get a punt block. They get the ball on the 2-yard line, and then Forte just waltzes in. Tim, nobody touched him.
I said 13th. I apologize. That's his 17th touchdown.
Well, he got 4 while you were talking.
While I was talking, he got 4 more. Just want to thank Mike Keach and all the fine writers over the Daily Press for providing us with statistics for this game, and Sonny Dirth, who also helped us with some statistics. Easy for me to say. And there you see Kurt Newsom on the field as he is discussing some of the options with his team, leading by the score now of 34-8.
Well, I'll tell you, you look on this sideline, Tim, just those players are stunned.
Big
They have
block.
they have just been wiping people out, dominating everybody they've played except Lee Davis, and then they lose only by 1 point to Lee Davis. And then all of a sudden, now you look at the scoreboard, it's 34-8.
Tunstall on to try the extra point. His kick is up, and it's good. So Mark Tunstall adds the extra point. That is his 5th extra point this afternoon, and there you see it, less than 10 minutes remaining, and that blocked punt was a huge play because if Varina had any chance of getting back into this game, they could ill afford to give up an easy touchdown like that.
Yeah, I mean, when you let a team get the ball on your 2-yard line, man, that's tough. You see the coach in the middle trying to get this team fired up.
Kecoughtan's defense, as we've talked about all season, has been really stingy. And in the last 6 games, they've allowed 37 points. So 6 games, they've given up 37. Varina needs 28 just to tie, or 28 to win, if you will. 27 to tie. So Kecoughtan really in the driver's seat in this ball game.
And I tell you, one of the things that makes you happy is to see that these young men are going to reap some benefits of all their work that they've done in the weight room and the practice time and all this. When all their friends were out going to movies and the beaches, and all these people were dedicated, made a commitment.
A late flag comes down on the return, and if things weren't bad enough for Varina, they've been charged with clipping. Late flag thrown by the referee. It was well after the play was blown dead, so I guess he just couldn't find that yellow hanky. But it will cost Varina on the return 15, or at least half the distance to the goal line.
And because that comes from the spot of the foul.
They're going to mark the ball at the 13-yard line, where it will be Varina's ball, 1st and 10, trailing 35-8. There you see the scoreboard, 9:52 left in the 3rd quarter. Kecoughtan on top. Their likely opponent is Robinson, undefeated. On the option play, this is Rome being chased, and he is out of bounds after picking up some yardage to the near sideline, about 7, I would guess.
It looks like they're going to spot it at the
25-yard
line, yeah.
So that's actually more like 12, as I didn't give him enough credit. And that will be enough for a 1st down.
We got a handicap here with not having the downs on the sideline. The yard markers on the sideline.
They don't have them anywhere. They don't have them. They have a couple of those little folding things that you see on far sidelines, but for the most part, they're not even in place.
We're a little spoiled with
sure.
the way they do the nice misdirection. Everybody going the other way. Who ended up with that ball? Number 23.
Yeah, that's the first time he's carried the ball. That's Adam Lutz. Again, the left side of the defensive line for Kecoughtan wasn't fooled for a moment. That was Stafford Brown who said, you're not going around me.
Well, I tell you, Lutz, just a sophomore, Tim, 5'10", 223. He's no small ball carrier, but it was, everybody went one way. That's a great example of that misdirection that Varina uses.
Picked up only 3 yards on the play, 2nd down and 7. Now they go with the trap, and this is good for yardage as Staten gets enough for the 1st down. Time continuing to move off of the clock, very much in the favor of Kecoughtan. They wouldn't mind giving up 3 to 5, 6 yards on every play. That's just fine with them. And there you see Roan as he is thrown to the ground.
And Greg just jerked him backwards.
I'm telling you.
And that looked like, big 51 Marlon Hicks along with Stafford Brown.
If you joined us late, the Warriors got the offense untracked early. A 44-yard touchdown pass to Dunlap and another long play to Willie Sherman. And then an 80-yard run by Carlton Durant as the offense has just mixed it up beautifully. And the Warriors on top here. Over the middle, incomplete. That one was intended for number 80, Stephen Stewart. Broken up nicely by the secondary of Kecoughtan.
Kecoughtan does a good job of stopping the run and then drop back into pass coverage when it's a passing situation.
Ball marked at the 43-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and about 5 for the Blue Devils. Play coming in from the sidelines as Stephen Stewart brings it in. Need to get to about the 48-yard line for the 1st down. This is Roan, and Roan is not going to get...
Oh, wow.
What a great second effort. I spoke too soon as he is dragged by one leg by Mills.
Maybe he thought this was Turkey Day and he was going to make a wish. I don't know.
But boy, did I speak too soon as Roan, the quarterback, really showed great 2nd and 3rd effort as he was stopped short of a 1st down, but would not give up and gets the ball into Kecoughtan territory at the 49, 1st and 10.
He ran right out of Purvis Tillery's grasp, and that was a good example of the reason you keep your legs moving. If you do, good things are going to happen for you if you're a ball carrier.
Roan on the option. The pitch back to Michael Robinson, and Robinson is tripped up. Kind of tripped over his own man, as a matter of fact.
Really exactly what happened. He did. Ran into Turnage.
So Robinson picks up a couple of yards. Could have gotten more, but got his feet tangled up with his teammate. And Varina. Now, that time, Robinson was the quarterback. So this time, Roan comes back in. Cordell Roan, who is a senior, 5'10", 160-pounder. This is a small team. You know, we heard about how quick they were, but I got to be honest with you, they haven't shown me a great deal of quickness.
Well, Kecoughtan's not a slow team. They've got some quickness on their side.
On the play-action fake, good job by Roan. And he throws over the middle, almost caught. Boy, Mills took him out, and that busted up what was going to be a 1st down grab by number 88. That is Robinson, Martin Robinson.
Tim, he went up in there, and if you're a wide receiver, you don't want to be up in there high trying to catch the ball, and you can hear the defensive back closing in on you. But just knocked the ball out of his hand.
Going to be 3rd down and about 7 for the Blue Devils. Double wide receivers to the near side. Roan straight back, throws over the middle, completes the pass for a 1st down. That is Turnage. And he has a 1st down for the Blue Devils.
Tim, you notice the difference that time is he went back and into the pocket to throw. Much better than, had a much better rotation on that ball, and the pass was complete rather than the sprint outs that they've been using. Some people just throw better from the pocket than they do if they're scrambling.
Ball is marked at the 33-yard line of Kecoughtan. The pitch to the near side. This is Roan, rather, in a running back position, and he struggles out of bounds. Quillen there amongst others. There's the hit man, Keith Mann. As he got to the 30, picks up a couple of tough yards.
Well, that's the options that Coach Bullheller has. He's got two quarterbacks. One of them is a good running back also. So he could bring in that second quarterback and put Roan at the tailback spot.
Ball is at appears to be the 25-yard line. This time, Roan keeps after faking the handoff.
You see who's on the bottom of that pile. Number 72, Greg McLaurin, along with number 5, Purvis Tillery, just plugged that hole up.
3rd down and 3 now. There you see the time remaining in the third quarter, 5:25, and the clock is moving.
3rd down, 3 yards to go, third quarter. Three's a wild.
Three's a wild all the way across the board. And this is Robinson now behind center. He pitches to Roan, and Roan will not get the corner as he is stopped short by Lloyd Davis. What a nice play by number 8, Davis of Kecoughtan. So that'll bring up 4th down. And if you're Varina at this point, this is a no-brainer. You've got to go for it.
Yeah. Time is running out. You're almost out of the third quarter, and you're down 4 touchdowns. You've got to try to make something happen.
Again, the quarterbacks interchangeable, and this time Roan gives to Robinson, and he will be very close to a first down. It appears that he has gotten the first down. We'll let them check it out and decide it is. So James Orr tells us it's a first down.
First, we need to get a little coordinated. Throw the ball at the...
Looked like one of the blooper plays.
I'm moving, pointing first down, and the guy throws the ball at me. I can't be catching it. I can't do two things at once.
Ball marked at the 21-yard line of Kecoughtan. As you look across the field, not a very big stadium at Varina High School, at least not the visitor side. Packed, and a lot of people standing along the fence on the Kecoughtan side as well. This is Roan on the option play, and he keeps inside the 15 to about the 14.
He just used the fullback as another blocker, just follow the fullback through the dive hole that time.
But again, if you're Kecoughtan, this is, I mean, you don't want to give up a score, but keep the ball on the ground, keep the clock moving.
That's right. Good shot there of the Kecoughtan defense, a big number 51, Marlon Hicks, who calls the defensive signals.
2nd down. And this one is going to be down close to the goal line as a fine running effort by Lamont Abrams. And he's got a 1st and goal at the 2. So Varina grinding it out right now. We're down in the final minutes of the third quarter. Roan on 1st and goal. He gives to Abrams, and Abrams, did he get in? Yes, they say he did.
Oh, boy, if he did, the ball just got in. He was tackled right at the right at the goal line. But all that has to happen is that ball crosses the line, the goal line, and that's the touchdown.
And that's what they've given, a touchdown on the play to Lamont Abrams from 2 yards out. And now they'll go for 2, trailing 35-14. And he will get in for the 2-point conversion. So the Blue Devils are able to take the ball the length of the field and convert on the 2-point conversion as well. And now the Warriors have a 35-16 lead with the final moments of the third quarter.
Tim, now you see how big that block punt is. And they've been able to sustain that first drive and go down and score, make it 16-28. Now you got a game. But 16-35, you still got 3 scores you've got to come up with.
There you see the scoreboard, 2:52, time remaining in the third quarter. Kecoughtan 28 points in the first half. Just a touchdown by Chuck Forte here in the third quarter. And now a touchdown by Abrams for Varina, as the teams have traded touchdowns again. If you're Kecoughtan, that's no problem. We'll just trade touchdowns with you the rest of the game.
Yeah. Trade them. Let you have one, we get one. And then while that's happening, the clock is going to be grinding down, and that's all in favor of the Warriors. Right now, the Varina's got more opponents than just the kids with the green pants and the white jerseys.
And you know Kecoughtan is not going to be in any hurry to throw the ball here in the third and fourth quarter. Because all they can do with that is what did Woody Hayes say? 2 out of 3 things that can happen are bad.
That's right. You throw the ball, the only good thing is a completion. An interception and an incompletion are bad. That's why Woody loved the 3 yards and the cloud of dust.
Well, you see Kurt Newsom on the sideline. That ball went out of bounds on the kickoff, so it'll belong to the Warriors automatically at the 35-yard line. The Warriors trying to get to that big final game next Saturday afternoon at Norfolk State.
Then we could really have a show next Saturday at Norfolk State with 2 Peninsula teams in the championship game, Division 5 and Division 6.
Quillen does not get back to the line of scrimmage as he is thrown for a 3-yard loss. Back to the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 13 for the Warriors. And again, you can see they're not in any hurry. They're going to burn every possible second off of that clock. 2nd and 13, Quillen gives to Morant.
Straight ahead.
He gets back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be 3rd down and let's call it 9 as they give him about a yard beyond the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 9 for the Warriors. Hopefully and content to just let the time run here in the third quarter.
Well, you still got to pick up some first downs because you want to make sure that you can control the clock and put, if you do have to punt, you want to make sure you put Ryan in a real tough situation.
Quillen keeps after faking the handoff to Morant, and he is wrapped up for no gain. So that'll bring up 4th down and 9 for the Warriors, and they'll have to bring on Marshall Haggard to punt the ball. You see the time.
33 Alonzo Claiborne was one of the tacklers that time. There's a host of people that didn't fool anybody on the Varina defense.
Haggard standing back at his 25, gets a little bit of a rush, gets the kick away, kicks it away from Roan, who feels it. Coming down the near sideline, has some running room. And he is going to go all the way unless he stepped out of bounds. He is in the end zone. Let's make sure he didn't go out of bounds back around midfield.
And that was a nice run back. Got some good blocking from his special teams. But this is going to come back.
Something upfield because they are not staying down in the end zone. So let's see if there was a penalty on the play or did he step out of bounds. But that'll wipe out a beautiful return by Cordell Roan. There's our referee, James Orr, and he's going to spot the ball way back in Varina territory.
Well, if you're Varina, you're saying, man, what a clipping call. And, you know, a lot of times what happens when you have an illegal block or a clip or something like that has nothing to do with the run. They're sometimes away from the run.
Boy, what a huge penalty for Varina. There you see 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Instead of being down 35-22, they get nothing out of that. Over the middle, Staten makes the grab.
And again, from the pocket, much better passer than when he was rolling out. First quarter, he was rolling to the left. Second quarter, he's rolling to the right. Third quarter, he's in the pocket. I think they found a spot for him.
Ball at the 22-yard line, second down. On the option, this is Roan, and he is tripped up.
Keith Mann.
Keith Mann got a hand on him, and Roan had some running room there. If he could have made a fake downfield, he might have gone a long ways. But Keith Mann just got a hand on him and tripped him up.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
Yep, third quarter has come to an end. So after 3, our score, Kecoughtan 35 and Varina 16.
Make Zoom's your breakfast stop, where the special includes the daily press.
By Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. Also by Dr. Bruce Fuller, dermatologist. Visit his new location in the Denby Medical Center.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
And by Stallion Brothers Heating and Cooling. Call Mark or Kenny. They service and install most brands.
A player of the game will be selected from each team tonight. Those players will receive a plaque and a shirt. The plaque comes from Buckwalter Engraving, located in Hampton, and DC Engraving, located at Tab Center in Yorktown. The shirt comes from Islander Hardware and Sporting Goods, located in Waukegan. They carry a full line of individual team supplies and can meet all your screen printing needs.
Fourth quarter set to get underway as Kecoughtan leading 35-16.
Keith Mann met him right at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Marlon Hicks down there as well. There you see the time remaining in the fourth quarter as Kecoughtan leading 35-16. They struck for 28 first half points. Had 21 before Varina realized, or actually 28 before they even got on the board. This is Roan, Cordell Roan looking, has some time, now feels some pressure, throws deep, and this one is batted around, picked off, intercepted by Brian Hart. So the Warriors get the turnover.
Number 12, Tim, I got.
I'm sorry, that's 11.
Richmond.
Pico Richmond. He changed jerseys. Wait a minute, let's try that again.
I'm looking at my roster and I'm thinking, I think I know who number 12 is.
I can't count. 11 is Hart, 12 is Richmond.
And Tim, he good concentration because he really didn't have that ball until he came down on the ground. But that was a Hail Mary type of pass from Roan that time.
Warriors take over at their 20-yard line after the turnover. This is Chuck Forte, and Forte picks up 10. So if you're Kecoughtan, that's exactly what you want to do. Keep it on the ground and pick up first downs.
Cordell Roan, number 10, after picking up 10 yards, makes the stop. Plays both sides of the ball.
Exactly 10 yards on the carry by Forte. First and 10. You saw James Orr, the referee, crank that arm, makes that clock restart. Kecoughtan with a first down. This is Forte again. Forte showing his good power, picks up 4 out to the 34-yard line.
Well, that was more out. That was outside rather than up the gut that Kecoughtan. And you don't know what Kecoughtan's going to run because they are very good at running outside and inside. And then if you get those two stopped, watch out for Quillen because he can pass the ball.
Let me correct myself. That's the 39-yard line that they're at. Pick up of 4. You can get to the 45 for the first down. Second down and 6. Dunlap at the bottom of your screen, but again, the run is the call, and this is Forte thrown out of bounds close to the first down.
Well, looks like he crossed. The mark is going to be across the 45.
Got the first down at the 46.5. So again, exactly what Kecoughtan wants to have happen. Clock is restarted, and a fresh set of downs. You see the coaching staff on the Varina side, trying to signal into the defense. Kecoughtan simply wants to keep the ball moving downfield and the clock in perpetual motion. This is Quillen as he keeps and gets across midfield to about the Varina 49.
Picked up 4 or 5 yards, but that's a good, safe call.
Last man up off of the pile was Jarvis Rogers.
Tim, that center, number 71 for the Warriors, Guy McCary, 5'10", 290. And when he moves forward, you move backwards if you're in front of him.
Well, definitely get down low on that guy. Second down, and let's call it about 5. This is Chuck Forte, and he has another first down for the Warriors.
They do a good job, the Warriors running backs, of finding the seams and splitting defenders.
This was marked at the 42 of Varina, and again, a first down. So, boy, if you're Kurt Newsom, this is exactly what you want to have happen. And this defense for Varina has been on the field a lot. They have been looking at Kecoughtan's offense a lot more than they wanted to.
Well, they sure have. And then you look at Jarvis and Button and Esner and St. John's, the 2 guards, the 2 tackles. Man, they just are moving that, controlling the line of scrimmage, moving the Varina defense backwards. David Lemon was also in there.
Ball at the 42. This is Forte, and Forte will lose yardage as the right side of the defensive line came up. And of course, that's the hazard when you run and run and run. Then the other team is going to, stop looking for the pass because they know you don't want to pass the ball.
That's right.
That was all the way up to the 46.
If you're Kecoughtan, you don't need to.
No.
I mean, everything's on your side. The clock is running down, as you can see. You've got a nice lead. The pressure's on Varina.
Less than 7.5 to go. The ball at the 46-yard line. Second down and 14. And tripping up on the handoff for another loss on the play. So the Warriors not wanting to do that. They want to keep the ball moving from left to right. But Carlton Morant just lost his footing.
Yeah, nobody hit him.
So a 2-yard loss to the 48. And Kecoughtan not going in the direction they wish to. Dunlap will set up wide to the left. Haggard in the slot, out of the I formation. Quillen, play action, now looking downfield. This is going to be a straight run, though he never really intended to throw that ball. And he stepped out of bounds, short of the first down, well short. And let's see exactly where they marked the ball. So he stepped out about 5 yards further back than where he ultimately seemed to go out of bounds. You see the yard marker to the top right-hand side of your screen. So it's a big 4th down now for Kecoughtan. Down and about 6.
McGinnis and Tillery are coming in for the lineup.
Or 7, depending on which way you want to go.
Well, sometimes they're not right.
Haggard feels the high snap and gets the kick away. This is taken by Roan. Cordell Roan, who ran one back but only had it called back by a clipping call, will be taken out of bounds and done so by number 50, Jarvis Rogers. So the Varina Blue Devils will get the ball back at their 20-yard line, trailing 35-16. There you see it, almost halfway through the 4th quarter. And Varina getting desperate now. I would suspect we'll see a lot of passing. And again, that flea flicker, and oh my gracious, Marlon Hicks almost took his head off.
And you're a freshman and you run into a senior like that? Whoa. That's what I told you. Last week, Marlon Hicks looked like a man amongst boys.
Marvin just leveled Michael Robinson. He was getting ready to do that halfback option. Again, Robinson is listed as a quarterback, but he was not in the lineup at that time as the quarterback. He was a slot back. And that trick play, if you will, did not work that time either. So they may want to make that one, take it right out of the playbook.
Well, put that in your back pocket, save it for next year.
Robinson doesn't want to see it again, that's for sure. Over the middle, wide open, just overthrown as Roan had his man downfield for what would have been a first down, but Martin Robinson, no matter how tall he is, could not get to that ball.
Well, he's 6'1", but Tim, that ball was way over his head, just like it got away from the quarterback that time.
5:21 left in the fourth quarter. Kecoughtan trying to move to that final step. Got to the semis last year and again overthrown. This time Tony Staten was the intended receiver. Kecoughtan defeated in the semis last year by Chantilly. But this year a different story as Kecoughtan has come strong toward the end of the season. Opened the season with a 27-7 loss to Hampton, and that's the only blot on their ledger. Now they'll be punting, standing inside of his 5-yard line. Again, that kind of kick that can be returned. Morant has it, looks for some blocking on the left side, flag down, and that's always going to be some form of illegal block.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to think. Didn't see Keith Mann was running in front of him, doing a good job of a couple of shield blocks. It must have been somebody else that threw an illegal, either an illegal block or a clip. Let's see what the referee has to say.
The return to the 46, but the clipping penalty will back the Warriors up. And they'll start from 15 yards further back, or actually 15 yards from the point of infraction, which in fact occurred at the 47 of Kecoughtan. There you see the time remaining. Just 5 minutes and 1 second left in one of these teams' season. The undefeated Robinson School is the opponent for the winner of this game, and that will be part of a doubleheader next Saturday afternoon at Norfolk State University. Check the Daily Press or the radio and television for the time and place for that game. Still some question marks about when exactly and who will play in what order. Here you see Chuck Forte, who has just been outstanding in this ball game as he has all season. Mentioned a little while ago, had 16 touchdowns coming in to lead Kecoughtan in that department.
I'll tell you, it's going to be tough picking the player of the game. Forte has done a great job. Morant's done a great job. Quillen, throwing the ball, running the ball, done a great job. You look on the defense, you look at Mann and Tillery. Marlon Hicks.
I knew you were hesitating there for a minute. Big run up the middle. Look at Forte all the way to midfield. And that will give Kecoughtan a big first down at midfield.
That was a big first down, Tim, because that keeps the ball out of the Varina Blue Devils' hands.
And you see that waving of the arm. That's music to the ears of Kecoughtan. To watch that referee crank the clock, you know now it's down in the 4-minute range. You've got the football and you've got a fresh set of downs, and Varina can just do nothing at this point but let the clock move, and their season is slipping away. Quillen over center, right at midfield, gives to Forte, and Forte will just get back to the line of scrimmage, but will burn some valuable time off the clock. There you see it, 3.5 minutes to go, and Kecoughtan is going to advance to the finals of Division 6 against Robinson next Saturday afternoon.
Well, Tim, I think we'll go with the player of the game. I'm leaning towards Howard Dunlap. He really got it started with that first touchdown, and then he's caught another one besides that.
They look like a replay of the last play.
Yeah,
Forte into the line with no gain. But I concur, and again, you could go with a half a dozen players. We always want to emphasize the lack of a scientific method here. We try and pick the player who either had the most impact on the game or who was consistently there doing the job, and that could be a good 8 or 9 players this afternoon for Kicoughtan.
You could get a lot of them off of that.
Well, Quillen's had a great game. I mean,
Yes,
this
he
young
has.
man, not known for his passing, has done the job with the pass. Now you see Palmer in there. Antonio Palmer gets maybe 2 yards into Varina territory. Now the Blue Devils will burn a timeout to stop the clock and reserve as much time as they can. It's going to be 4th down and about 9 for the Warriors. If you're Kicoughtan, I got to think you're going to punt the ball here.
Yeah, I would too. We've seen stranger things happen.
For sure. So I concur with you, and certainly Hicks and a host of others could be considered for that honor. But let's give it to Dunlap with 2 key receptions for touchdowns in this ball game to really just take Varina completely out of the game.
Yep, they really did. Varina never had a chance.
Marshall Haggard is back in deep punt formation for Kicoughtan. The left-footed kicker gets a good-looking kick away. It's fielded by Roan on the run. Roan dangerous down the near sidelines and is hammered out of bounds. Good return by Roan.
He's an exciting ball player.
Young man can really do stuff on that field. He's an excellent quarterback, plays good defense, and on special teams, he's been outstanding this afternoon. Had a big run return, called back because of clipping. Boy, you just don't know how big that play could have been if it had counted.
Yeah, that would have put him within 2 scores.
Could have changed the whole momentum of the game. And as it is, Kicoughtan has maintained the momentum throughout this game. From their 45-yard line, Varina on the inside handoff. This is Staten. He carries the ball for one of the few times this afternoon. Tony Staten, he is a senior. Gets about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 for the Blue Devils. Now they've got an official stoppage play.
Yeah, I got a little equipment problem there. As you can see, now the clock is running again.
Yep, down to less than 2 minutes to go. Back to the live action. The play downfield, the pass completed to Turnage. That'll move the chains at the 40, check that, the 39-yard line. Well, they moved it all the way down to this 37-yard line now.
That's a good spot on that.
And the clock is restarted. Varina just a little too late. Roan looking downfield, wants to throw over the middle. Poorly thrown as Staten appeared to be the intended receiver.
Again, rolling to his left, Tim, and then throwing back across his body back to the right. That's a tough throw for any quarterback.
And we had a penalty on the play. So holding is the call against Varina. And if things weren't bad enough, that'll back them up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. All the way back to the Varina side of midfield at their 46-yard line. So if things weren't bad enough, Varina now with a long ways to go for 1st down.
We got movement on the offensive line again.
Varina's just totally lost it now. They know that the end is inevitable, and they've lost their concentration.
They really have.
Illegal procedure moves it back to the 41-yard line. So Varina going east instead of west. Kicoughtan Warriors will keep their win streak intact. Roan snowed under for a loss.
Tim, I was looking at the lineman that was making the jump. That he's right across from him is Marlon Hicks. I imagine he'd probably get a little sore saying, I hope this game gets over. Marlon's been beating on him all game long.
Got a penalty on that last play, an unsportsmanlike penalty against Kicoughtan. So the Blue Devils will get some yardage out of that. There you see the story, just 1:11 remaining. They mark the ball at the Kicoughtan 47-yard line, 48-yard line. That will not be a 1st down, interestingly enough. Varina trying to get something going. Roan on the keeper, and he loses his footing at the 40, at about the 39-yard line is where they'll mark it. Now they call another timeout. That'll just leave them with 1 remaining as we approach the 1-minute mark.
Now this is the point in the game where you say, well, I've got those timeouts. We're not going to win, but let's show people that we're thinking about it anyway.
54 seconds remaining in the ball game. Kecoughtan 35, Varina 16. Sets up a big doubleheader next Saturday afternoon as the Hampton Crabbers and the Kecoughtan Warriors will represent the peninsula in the Division 5 and Division 6 championship games. First time that's ever happened, I believe.
Tim, I don't think you're going to go back and find any championship where you have 2 teams from the same district going for state championships in football same year.
Roan back to pass, throws deep along the far sideline, and it's picked off. Jovan Quillen up the sideline. This will put the nail in the coffin as he will simply step out of bounds, and it'll be Kecoughtan ball with less than a minute to go. 2 interceptions by the Warriors here in the second half have cut the chances for Varina down to nothing. You see the Kecoughtan faithful with the chop. Boy, are they a happy bunch there. Their Warriors have come back and won 12 games in a row.
Well, you got to take your hat off to the coaching staff, Tim, because they have kept their team focused on what to do and not to look ahead and play one game at a time. And they've done a great job. I tell you, since Kurt Newsom has been over to Kecoughtan, they have gone to the regionals. They have not gone to the regionals until Kurt Newsom got over there, so you know he's really done a great job with that program. And he'll be the first one to tell you his coaching staff gets a lot of the credit.
Varina, with no timeouts remaining, cannot stop the clock. Kecoughtan is just going to simply let the time go off the clock, and that is going to do it, as Kecoughtan has won their 12th consecutive game, and they are going to the final championship game next Saturday afternoon against Robinson. Our player of the game, Bob?
Howard Dunlap.
And believe me, a number of other players in strong consideration for that award. Jovan Quillen, just one of them, with a great game. And Kurt Newsom and his coaching staff, hats off to them for a superb effort this afternoon.
And we want to thank our crew while you're at it.
Yeah, well, we had our crew for the game, Nathaniel Braxton, Bev Penn doing the graphics, and of course, as always,
Big guy.
big guy Scotty Bowers doing the directing, producing, and I think he can drove the truck. So that's going to do it. The final score from Varina is Kecoughtan 35 and Varina 16. For Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon, everybody.
Tonight's broadcast has been underwritten by the following: Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton.
Make Zoom's your breakfast stop, where the special includes the Daily Press.
By Dr. Bruce Fuller, dermatologist. Visit his new location in the Denby Medical Center.
When gearing up for your next print job, call Gear Up.
By Stallion Brothers Heating and Cooling, where they never have an overtime charge. And Wood Funeral Home, where Richard Pulley is the funeral director.